Hello, my name is Bryan Coley, and I'm the writer-director of a new feature comedy called CRACKERJACK. CRACKERJACK is a southern fairy tale that's narrated by our executive producer, the one and only Jeff Foxworthy.
Once upon a time, in a land far to the south, there was a good old boy who had convinced himself he was living in happily ever after.
CRACKERJACK is about a lovable loser who must choose to either repeat family history, change it,
jackpot,
or just go play softball.
Drug addict with that ball.
I'm swearing off softball forever.
The old adage for screenwriters is to write what you know, and I can honestly tell you that everything in this film comes from my experience of growing up in the South that I love. I mean, how many of you guys haven't drove past a boiled peanut stand in which it says P-nuts for peanuts? Or when you're going on vacation traveling up I-95 and you pass the Mexican oasis of south of the border in which you can buy gasoline and fireworks at the same place. And then, as a Christian growing up in the South in the Bible Belt, I've always wanted to represent my faith in a way that is not mocking it, and at the same time is not preachy either. And so I wanted to show things like Church League Softball, which is, you know, just a comedy in which guys are trying to know what would Jesus do when he slide hard into second base to avoid the double play. And I've been on men's retreats where guys are struggling with whether they're supposed to be wild at heart or whether they're supposed to be vulnerable and authentic and sensitive.
Not this!
I think it's a great story because it kind of hits at the hearts of men.
Could you get me some rules? I love their rules.
Yeah. You know, and men are weird creatures.
You know, this guy is fearful, CJ, of having a child and entering into a marriage and relationship.
I don't mean to prod, but haven't you got something to ask?
No, yeah.
That's part of this story, is as you're watching it, you're thinking, oh wow, I'm not the only guy.
And I think that's, again, what's so powerful about this movie is there's not, you know, many movies in Hollywood, and in fact, I don't really know any that have the chance to do what CRACKERJACK does.
I think I'm full.
At the core of what I wanted to explore with this film is, you know, what it means when people say you need to step up as a man.
I'm going to church.
Which church?
It had a sign.
And how our fathers influence that in some way, and how these things can be generational, that we all have leaks in our gene pool, or generational curses as I call them, in which, you know, we're trying to figure out whether there's hope for those things to change. So all of these things are things that I'm trying to explore with CRACKERJACK, and, you know, it happens to be funny too.
And Elvis is alive and in my bed.
This here's an intervention. Oh, we got a body on our hands. We love you, brother.
Love him.
CRACKERJACK.